Summer is coming to a close and we are gearing up for our 6th grade homeschool year. But first, how did that summer reading list go that I had planned? Well, I'm going to tell you today. But first, I would like to thank Alicia from the DAC family for hosting this collab. Please make sure you check out Alicia's channel, which I will have linked down below, as well as the playlist, where we're all telling you how our summer reading plans actually turned out. Now, if you do not know Alicia yet, you really need to. She has 2 kids that are a little bit younger than my daughter, but not very much. And she is amazing with arts and crafts. If you ever need ideas for arts and crafts for your homeschool, check out Alicia because she will have some for you. Now let's get started on how did our reading plans go? Well, spoiler alert, they actually went really well. I'm so excited to let you know how we did and what we thought of the books that we had included in our summer reading plan. If you recall, our theme for the reading plan, with the exception of really just one book, was a continuation of books by the authors that we really enjoyed. So I just have our stack here and we're going to go through them in no particular order. First up is PSB 11. Now we are still in the process of reading this one. We are about halfway finished. This is the continuation of One Crazy Summer. It's a historical fiction book with these 3 girls about their lives during a very tumultuous time period in American history, but we have enjoyed it so far. Now, we did like One Crazy Summer better so far. Like I said, we're not finished yet. We did like One Crazy Summer better than we like PSB 11 right now, but this is still an amazing book, and it's a very good coming-of-age book on how to not grow up too fast. If you are 11 and you have a lot of responsibilities, can you still be a kid? And this book is where the adults are really trying to let the narrator still be 11. P.S. be 11 for as long as you can. We like PSB 11. Then we have Richard Peck's A Year Down Yonder. This is the continuation of A Long Way from Chicago that took place with Grandma Dowdle and her grandkids from Chicago during the Great Depression era. A Year Down Yonder is just as hysterical as A Long Way from Chicago. We still laughed over Grandma Dowdle. We couldn't figure out what she was going to do, but she always had something up her sleeve. We love this series. There is one more, and we have it on our reading list for 6th grade. If you are interested in that full list, I'll make sure to link the video down below. There is no way we could have a list for our favorite authors without Gordon Korman. We read The Ungifted, which again, Gordon Korman did a great job. We are actually now looking forward to the follow-up to The Ungifted called Supergifted. But Ungifted is about a boy who gets into a lot of trouble and he accidentally ends up in the gifted school. And he teaches the kids at the gifted school about some of the things in normal life. And it's just so much fun. We were laughing again through the antics of the characters that Gordon Korman bring to life. Gordon Korman is a great middle school author and we really enjoy his books. And so we are looking forward to Supergifted in 6th grade. We love the Who Was books in our homeschool, and we did read one of them this summer. We read Who Was Ronald Reagan. This is classic Who Was. We just had a great time reading Who Was Ronald Reagan. When we were studying the Civil War, we read The Not So Boring Letters of a Private Nobody, which I highly recommend. It was amazing, one of our favorite read-alouds of all times. So I decided to read It's the End of the World as I Know It by the same author. Now, I expected this to be a little bit more along those lines of a historical fiction book, to be able to cover the apocalypse, people concerned about the end of the world, and it did cover those, but it was more along the lines of the main character dealing with anxiety and dealing with having blocked out some details of an extremely tragic event that happened in his life and trying to put all the pieces together. It really did feel like the world was ending for him. Although this is not what I anticipated when I chose this book, it still was a good book, and it brought to life characters for my daughter and opened up some great conversations. So even though it was not exactly what I expected it to be, it still was great for our homeschool this summer. We were introduced to Kate Messner with the Ranger in Time books for historical fiction, and we loved them. And then we moved on to some of her middle school fiction novels. My daughter did request to read a Kate Messner this summer, and we did. The Seventh Wish. Talk about a book that takes the topic and just hits it head on. The Seventh Wish does. Kate Messner addresses the topic, a younger child feeling like she isn't as important as the other members of her family. But more than that, Kate Messner addresses drug usage, specifically heroin, in this book. The main character's sister goes to college and starts using heroin, and this book shows how it has impacted the entire family. So I would not necessarily recommend this for a younger audience because it does talk about drug abuse, the possibility of dying when you use heroin, rehab centers, relapsing, it's all in here, and how as much as you want to do something about it, you really can't. It has to be the individual who makes those choices. But Kate Messner's The Seventh Wish was good for our homeschool to read it, but again, I would not recommend this for a younger audience. For our 5th grade reading list, I had included From the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. We did not make it to this book in 5th grade, but we did over the summer between 5th and 6th grade, and we loved it. It is a classic, and of course, we watched the movie. This movie is one of my daughter's favorites that we have watched following a book, and I believe it's because the movie followed the book so well. We were doing so well with our reading in the summer that we actually started one of the books that I have on our 6th grade reading list. It is Shine. This is a book that is by the same author as The Escape from Mr. Limoncello's Library. Shine is about a girl who considers herself to be ordinary, and she ends up in a school for the extraordinary. Can she still shine? We are just starting this, but we are really enjoying it. So please let me know how your summer plans went and what were you able to read this summer. I hope you have a great day. Bye.